Well, there's a lot more of you now. I did not know so many people would be interested in my finances. I'm going to do my absolute best to not be an awkward mess now that there are like 20 plus more people of you watching. So in order to stop me from being too weird, I am going to clean my bookshelf because it desperately needs to be dusted, and I need to do something with my hands or I may spiral. That being said, let's get into it. So I have a plan. I wanted to update you guys mainly because I had done some more calculations, mainly out of curiosity, because I was kind of curious. I think I had talked about this in my last video where I was like, not sure if I wanted to do the snowball method, really, the avalanche method, or like a mix in between, like, and kind of do my own little thing. Well, I finally have an answer to that. I am going to do and stick with the snowball method. The reason why I chose to do that is numbers, right? It's a numbers game. When we were talking about it yesterday, the total number of interest that I was going to be end up paying total by the end of like my finance journey. I really hate that word, but like I don't know what else to call it, a quest, a mission. But I was curious of how much it would be, how much interest I would be paying if I did it in the avalanche method, like the reverse, as well as my own way. Where when I say my way, I just basically mean I desperately want to get my Discover card down because it's egregious. My two lowest ones, if I remember correctly, are like my Capital One and my Southwest, if I remember right. And so then I would pay off those two, get them out of here, and then I would immediately start working, I think, on Discover. So that's kind of my way, right? Just out of sheer like hate for the card at this point. But anyway, so what I wanted to do is do the exact same type of thing that I did originally with the interest calculation, just to kind of see how much interest I would be losing if I had done it that way, and just kind of figure out which would be the more beneficial one. Well, what I ended up finding once I did the calculations is surprisingly kind of shocking. I did not see that coming. The way that I would want to do it, it would end up being like, I think it was something like 12,000 and some odd dollars. You know what? Let me just show you. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't have the numbers available to me. So the original way that I had showed you guys, it was $11,615. And then the way that I was thinking about doing it, it ended up being, oh yeah, like significantly more, like $12,570.04. So needless to say, that was a hell no. And then I pieced together how much it would be if I did it the avalanche method, which is highest interest paid first to lowest interest, right? And that amount was still more by like only $200. That total was $11,820.27. So basically, that just gave me the confidence that the snowball method was the superior method in my case. Oh, another thing I noticed is that I had YouTube on there twice. Why didn't you guys tell me? So now I have a total of, I think it was like $65 extra to play with. And I use the term extra very loosely because there's no such thing as extra in here because I'm operating like a zero-based budget. Every single cent that I have is going to get pushed towards my debt. I'm talking mainly about credit card debt right now. That's the one that's plaguing my life the most. I also have a car loan and I also have student loans. Those ones I'm going to deal with after the more pressing ones, which is my credit card debt, mainly because those ones have the biggest interest rates on them, where my car is, I think, like a 3% interest rate, if I remember correctly. And I see, this is what I'm talking about. I should absolutely know these, I feel like, and I just don't. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that like really stresses me out because it's like these are things that I feel like I should be aware of, but I'm not. That's a little bit alarming, but yes, I'm not really as worried about those right now. Obviously, they're haunting me in the back of my mind, but to me, credit cards are like the one that's the most important. I really was not expecting there to be as much interest in my finances as there was. I was really actually nervous to put that video out there because I have a lot of shame around money and stuff like that. I feel like money is such a sensitive topic, you know, and I am absolutely like kind of like an emotional spender. So when I'm feeling stressed or when I'm feeling anxious or anything like that, I would buy things like retail therapy, you know. I could kick the person in the head who taught me about retail therapy. Just kidding. I love you, Grandma. I would never do that. Since I have so much shame around money and stuff like that, I was like really shy and embarrassed to kind of say the total number out loud, which I still am, because I mean, like, that shame doesn't really go away. It's something that you actively have to kind of accept and then just kind of move on from, I feel like, for me. Part of that process included knowing the total, because I would just not look at the totals. I would just kind of pay my monthly minimum and then just be like, wow, okay, like, you know, blinders on. Again, that's kind of a form of like running away from my problem, which was my credit card. Yeah, the main thing was really facing that and kind of coming to terms of just how bad it was, you know? It was always in the back of my mind, right? Like, they always say, like, if you don't know, it won't hurt you or whatever. That's a lie. That is the biggest lie I think I've ever told myself in my entire life. It hurts like every aspect of your life when you don't know. So I think like being informed is probably one of the biggest steps that I ever taken in this kind of situation. You know, I was really scared when it came to finances because it was like a tough pill to swallow. But I did it, ripped the Band-Aid off, and now I have a better idea of like just what the damage I've done is, right? Which is good and bad, plus and minuses, obviously. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy that I know now. But yeah, so because you guys were so kind and just really supportive, I just felt like it was only fair that I share with you what my official total is. Like, what is my total credit card debt? Like, what are we really working with here? I have actually not did a total yet, so we're gonna do it together because I'm really nervous. But yeah, we're gonna do the calculation really quick. 3801, the bane of my existence, 0 plus 0. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Hang on to your butts, guys. So my total credit card debt, $25,800.60. That's painful. That hurts. Woo! Okay, well, gotta write it down. Okay. Well, that is so much more than I thought it was. Wow, seeing the totals was like a completely different Oprah. This is like Dr. Phil and Murray and Oprah and literally everybody all in wrapped up in one terrifying show. Wow. Wow, I cannot believe it is that much. See, like, it feels so different when you see them broken up into their own individual, like, little sections. Because, like, yeah, like, obviously each one of them is a high number, and you're like, oh, oh, oh. But then when you see it all added together into that total, you're just like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to be okay. I'm fixing it. I'm actively working on it. It's fine. I hope you guys are ready for this follow along with me while I get that number down, because if I wasn't motivated before, well, I certainly am now. Like, the idea of even buying something makes me want to throw up. And I have to buy groceries today. And even that, I'm just like, I mean, maybe I can eat the canned crushed tomatoes that I bought like in 2016. Well, then, I was so distracted with calculating that number that I didn't even get to finish cleaning my bookshelf. So now I'm going to clean my bookshelf and think about that for the next like 12 hours. But yeah, so if you're interested to watch me pay down 25 grand worth of debt, please keep watching. We do have a plan in place, so that's the good news. Let's like look at some positives now before I completely lose my mind. We do have a plan in place. I already crunched the numbers. I knew it was a lot. Seeing the total number doesn't change the plan. It doesn't change anything. if anything, it did change my feelings on even more spending. I need that number to like sink into my soul, which it's well on its way, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me spiral in this video, finally seeing that total amount. I hope to see you next time, and I will talk to you later. Bye! Oh my gosh. 25 grams.